a freight train derailment that led to a hazmat scare in Bucks County. Emergency crews have now determined there is no threat to the public, but the impact on neighbors and commuters is still ongoing. Thank you for joining us at 6 o'clock. I'm Jacqueline London.
I'm Fred Shropshire. NBC 10 was first on the scene and first to alert you to this breaking news. This is all unfolding in Bensalem Township. 16 cars on a CSX train derailed near the Neshaminy Falls station just before 2 o'clock. We
have live team coverage with the latest on the emergency response, the return of neighbors who were forced to evacuate, and the shutting down of a SEPTA train line at the height of rush hour.
Let's begin with NBC 10's Deanna Durante, who has been gathering the breaking details from officials. Deanna.
Well, you can see roads here still closed in the Trevo section of Bensalem Township. Take a look at what Skyforce 10 was able to capture moments after that train derailed. 16 cars, we're told, derailed off the tracks. Why? Investigators still working on that. But the big concern was hazardous materials in 2 of those cars. Now, investigators had to get a close look. They had to shut the area down, order people to shelter in place. Emergency alert tones sounded more than once, telling residents, get inside, close the windows, turn off the air conditioning, while investigators went to check to see if any of those cars could be leaking that material. About 2.5 hours later, it was determined that the air was safe, but that cleanup will take some time. We spoke to Public Safety Director William McVeigh just a little while ago. Here's part of his update.
The concern at the time was that 3 were designated as hazmat material. We were able to dispatch our Bucks County hazmat team. 2 were carrying hazmat materials, but thankfully they were not leaking. Our goal was to get this moving as quick as we can.
Now, obviously, investigation into a cause is occurring here, but the main concern, cleaning up the area. Some roads will remain closed for several hours. There may be some detours here for folks in the morning. That still is undetermined at this point. It could be several days before those train tracks are cleared up and freight traffic moving along there again. But again, evacuation orders lifted. As we are told, there is no threat to the community here in the Trevo section of Bensalem Township. Reporting live in Bensalem, Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.
And our team coverage turns now to NBC 10's Johnny Archer.
He is following neighbors as they return to their homes now that evacuation order has been lifted. Johnny.
Yeah, we are on Bristol Road right now, and they do have Bristol Road closed off between Brownsville Road and also Old Lincoln Highway. But as you can see, they are letting some cars in. These are people that do live in the area, but through traffic is not allowed to come into this area as this investigation is still underway, and still they have a while to go before they completely clean up this train derailment. But if you pan to the right here, you can see the officer there, but if you pan to the right there, a SEPTA representative just came by and put this detour for this bus route. This is the 58 bus that goes to Neshaminy Mall. They put that up as it's being detoured because of this road closure on Bristol Road. Again, this is a major thoroughfare getting through the area, especially during the evening rush hour. A lot of people use this to get to and from home. And again, it is closed off for the time being. No word when they're going to reopen Bristol Road, but they are letting folks that do live in the immediate area come through if they need to, but they also have to let this officer know where they live and where they're going, and they're not just like going through the area. So we're trying to get a timeline on when they're going to have Bristol Road back open to the general public. For now, we're live in Trevo's. Johnny Archer, NBC 10 News.
Okay, Johnny, thank you.
And Matt DeLucia is standing by in the live center with an update on how SEPTA service is being affected. Matt.
Yeah, well, Jackie and Fred, you just heard Johnny talking about the SEPTA bus service there, the Route 58 bus having to be detoured around that area where we're still seeing some issues with the regional rail lines because the West Trenton line runs very close to the tracks where the CSX train derailed earlier this afternoon. So the specific track was not affected here, but because of the proximity, that is why they had to suspend all of that service. So right now, they have ambassadors, managers at Center City stations, like Suburban Station, to try to guide passengers where to go because you cannot use the West Trenton line. So you might be able to take either a Fox Chase or the regular Trenton line to get generally where you need to go, but it really is on a case-by-case basis. So SEPTA is trying to help out passengers as much as possible here, of course, in this afternoon rush. But we will be keeping you posted on the developing traffic situations and the impacts here to the roads and transit as a result of this derailment, Jackie.
A lot still to watch, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you. And NBC 10 will stay on top of this breaking story and bring you any updates as they come into our newsroom. You can also follow the latest on our live blog at NBC10.com.